Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to News Now, and today we're going to talk about something that many smartphone manufacturers recently have been coming out with, and that's a modular smartphone. So like LG and Google and Motorola, they've all been coming out, or at least announcing, these upcoming smartphones that are modular. So Google's project for a modular smartphone was called Project Aura, and it was actually released announced I should say, several years ago. Now, the reason why this kind of failed is because it was not really well accepted. So just FYI, this entire Project Aura was under Google's control. Every aspect of it was controlled by Google and decided by Google, so there are no outside interventions from other smartphone manufacturers or other companies. So this is all a Google product. So this is all just a Google product. So it included a very decent design. I should say, I actually like this design a lot. It had swappable parts, so examples would be the battery, the antennas, the memory, and the processor. But the display actually was non-removable, but I can understand that. Furthermore, you're getting the capability of swapping those parts more than 10,000 times, so it won't really wear out very easily. So it should be pretty sturdy, right? Not really. It's actually had a lot of build quality issues, and overall I don't think people feel too safe of using this Project Aura phone as their daily driver. So actually the selling point of this phone was that it was virtually, it can never age, or it was always future-proofed, is basically what the selling point was. Because if your processor got slow or old, theoretically you could just buy a new processor and snap it into your modular Project Aura phone. The reason why this didn't take off is because people just didn't think that would carry out as Google hoped it would, which it probably wouldn't have. So basically Google was also planning swappable cameras, swappable speakers, swappable microphones, storage, and then other accessories that you can snap onto the phone, sort of like motor mods, and I'll be making a video about that later. There are actually two issues with this Project Aura and why people have not been super excited about this phone, and also the reason why not many people know about it. The first reason is because it's not, like I said before, it's not a completely sturdy design. Like, what if you drop it? How is that going to work out? There have been no videos of drop tests or anything like that, so people are a little worried about what would happen if they drop their phone onto concrete or even in water or something like that. Is it going to be IP68 dust and water resistance? Probably not, because if you're swapping parts out that easily, a lot of water can get in those spots. And the second reason is because right now the date of release is unknown, and people are just going to buy other phones if they don't know when to expect this phone. But for me, I would say the phone is probably coming out sometime in early to mid 2017. So let's talk about some other modular phones that are currently out on the market. The LG G5, that came out several months ago, but I still think it's a really good phone. It's a modular smartphone with a sturdy design, unlike Project Aura, and there is obviously a known release date, as has already been released, and you can buy one actually. Additionally, there are these things called LG Friends, which is what LG is dubbing their modular accessories that you can snap onto the phone. There's a decent selection, and yeah, it's pretty cool. So what are the issues? Well, actually there are two issues. The first one is that there's still not, although there is a decent selection, there's not a huge selection of modules, and the potential just doesn't justify the price of the LG G5. It's the price of a flagship phone, so unlocked it's probably going to start around $600 to $700. It's pretty expensive, and just there's not enough modules to go with the phone right now. And the second reason is because LG actually didn't include an app drawer with the LG G5, and this is pretty much a necessity if you're using Android to have an app drawer. Otherwise it becomes a lot like iOS and things get a little bit unorganized, as some people think. So yeah, there is no app drawer So yeah, that's pretty much why the LG G5 didn't sell too well. Now, don't get me wrong, the potential for Google Aura is higher than any other modular smartphone on the market right now, because there's so much of the Google Project Aura phone that can be swapped out. Basically with the modular smartphones that are out right now, you can basically just take certain modules and snap them onto your phone, but you can't take something out of the phone and replace it with something else. Maybe just the battery or the memory, but that's pretty much it. Google Project Aura, you can pretty much replace everything, minus like things like the display and the camera, but that can change in the future. So the reason why it hasn't been embraced so well is because it's a bit unrealistic right now. Google is still working very hard on making this a reality and making it practical in daily use, but it's not there yet. It's not ready for the present. But modular smartphones, I say, are definitely the future of the smartphone industry. Expect, like I said, a release in 2017 for their Project Aura phone, and I'd say probably around a $900 price tag, because this phone is going to be quite different from what you've seen before. So it most likely will run stock Android, and actually it could potentially replace the Nexus lineup if this is an all-made Google phone. So let's think for a second about all the modular smartphones on the market. There aren't a whole lot, but the two well-known ones are the LG G5 and the Moto Z/Z Force. The Moto Z is a pretty new phone, and I'd say that's pretty much your best bet for the best modular smartphone on the market right now. The Moto Z Force it has great specs, it has good camera. The potential is not as much as Google Aura, but at least it's here and ready for you to use. It's practical in daily use. It's reasonably priced, not around $900. It's usable. It's almost stock Android. There's just a few Motorola software tweaks here and there. There is a beautiful design. Motorola shatterproof display technology on the Z Force, so you don't have to worry about what will happen if you drop the phone. It has water repellents, so something else the Google Aura phone might lack. Gorilla Glass 4, and turbocharging, and a great selection of Moto mods, and I will be making a video on that. And the bad for the Moto Z and Z Force is pretty much the only thing is there's no expandable storage. And also that the design of it may not match something as beautiful as the Galaxy S7 Edge. But pretty much it's a really good phone. It's your best bet for a modular smartphone right now. So I will be, like I said, I'll be making a video on all the Moto mods that are currently out right now. There aren't that many, but I can see a lot of potential for this, and it's being embraced quite well. So if you're interested in Motorola's products, you can click on the card right there. That will take you to my review of the Moto G4 and G4 Plus, which are mid-rangers that are really good. Or if you're interested in Google's products, you can check out that card right there. That is my prediction for the Nexus phones for this year, which are Google's main competitors for the flagship phones. It's the leaks for the HTC Sailfish and Marlin. Should be pretty good phones. And then if you're interested in LG's products like the LG G5, you can actually check the link in the description below to LG's website where you can buy. They make a lot of cool stuff like home appliances, smartphones, tablets. Yeah, they make a lot of stuff. It's pretty good. And their TVs are pretty dope. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you liked, please subscribe and like. And I will catch you guys tomorrow.